I'm Sarah Tebow, a four-year senior from across the river in Northfield.
I'm Jeff Hurley, a four-year senior from Tilton, New Hampshire. Thank you for being here tonight as we gather for the Baccalaureate, an evening of gifts, reflection, gratitude, and hope.
Tonight, we celebrate our parents and guardians, from whose love springs the very reason we are together in this chapel. And we celebrate the Tilton School family, whose understanding and passion for learning have readied the senior class for its next venture in life. And we celebrate our friends, who have blessed us with patience when we or others falter, and with the fun of being together.
While the tradition of Baccalaureate is typically celebrated on the evening before commencement, with a staple in American college life, its origins go back long before any universities existed in the country.
In ancient Greek culture, a laurel wreath was placed on the heads of champions in athletic tournaments and poetic competitions. Since then, the laurel has signified the gifts of wisdom, grace, and creativity. At Tilton, we extend this tradition by placing metaphorical laurels, the gifts of reflection and music, on the hearts of graduates on the eve of receiving their Tilton School diploma.
Before we step away from the pulpit, Sarah and I would just like to personally thank the people, faculty, parents, and friends who have made an impact on our 4 years on this hill and maybe offer a bit of advice to the class. Sarah?
I am, of course, a history nerd. Tilton allowed me to discover my passion for history, beginning with that 75-page paper for Mr. Roy, and ending with my legacy project in the mansion. I've met so many fascinating people and shared so many stories along the way. My legacy here is not just as the history nerd who wore an 18th century artillery uniform to prom, but the stories I tell with the voice I found here at Tilton. How did I get here, becoming brave enough to speak before you? Maybe it's because I said yes until I found my passion. I said yes to historical reenactments, and now I fire muskets on the weekends. I said yes when Miss Saunders offered me a job, and now I'm curating a museum exhibit in the mansion to tell the story of Tilton. Miss Downs asked at my senior defense, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" My answer was a solid, "I don't know." But by saying yes to new opportunities, I've ended up here, by giving a special thanks to Ms. Desmond, Ms. Saunders for our work in the archives and mansions, Ms. Dubs for somehow always having time to talk, for Sophia, not only for being an amazing artist and an amazing human being, and finally Abby, who always gives me coffee and is the swankiest friend ever. And of course, I'd like to thank many more staff and students and faculty here who have made my experience at Tilton. However, Mr. Landreth told me to keep this under 2 minutes. Everyone has a story to share, a passion to love, and a legacy to leave. I hope every person sitting here can learn something from the stories we share tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Trying to condense the 4 most influential years of my life into 2 years was a daunting task, I can't lie. From freshman year, being dropped into a whole new world, to those 2 weeks off of school, I'm not going to get into that though, I know we're all tired of hearing about it. To the dorm shenanigans, the heated debates at the lunch tables, the dean's letters, but most importantly, the genuine lifelong relationships made here at Tilton. If you asked me in 8th grade if I would ever think about going to a private school, I probably would have laughed at you. Little did I know, coming here would be the best decision of my life. No, it wasn't all smooth sailing, and I made my fair share of mistakes. The one who makes mistakes, one who doesn't make mistakes, there it is, will never grow. And looking around this room tonight, it's amazing to see the young men and women we've grown into. For the most part. Moving on, I would like to take a moment to thank some faculty and students who changed my life. Mr. Goodwin has been my ceramics teacher and snowboard coach for the past 4 years, but he is so much more than just a teacher. He's genuinely one of the most important role models of my life, and I can't thank him enough for all he's done. Not to mention all the trouble he's got me out there. To the students that have made these 4 years amazing, you know who you are and who you aren't. But a special shout out to the 4-year boys who have stuck with me forever. I look forward to seeing the great things you guys are bound to accomplish. The message I want to leave with you guys tonight is to never be afraid to take risks. Ask Baccalaureate, place that 13-leg parlay, move across the country. Whatever it is, you have to get out there, because you can always come home, wherever or whatever home may be. As my mom would say, don't do stupid shit, but if you do it smart.
Thank you, Jack and Sarah. My name is Evelyn, but most know me as Chevy. I'm a two-year senior on the Hill. As an ambassador, a campus proctor, a free sport athlete, and a member of the musical theater program, I've tried my very best to flourish in the Tilton community over the past few years. Before I came to Tilton, I was battling with self-doubt and living up to the athletic expectations that I had set for myself at 9 years old. I felt like I was failing myself and my family. The opportunity to transfer from my private Catholic high school seemed impossible for my family financially. Tilton was a shot in the dark that provided me with light at the end of my tunnel. Every day I stepped foot on campus, new struggles continued to arise, but in the end, I always felt nothing less than grateful to be here. Through each school week, I often found myself wandering into the admissions office, the college counseling office, the tech office, and Mr. Nodd's office in the CAA, just to visit with the faculty and check in about new exciting things in my life. Tilton was my therapy. Through my time on the Hill, the biggest lesson that I have learned is the importance of boxing people out. I have realized that other people do not have the power to define nor measure my successes or failures. That is my job. I would especially like to thank Ms. Donahue, Mr. Lanrosh, Mr. Bennett, Coach Keith, Eddie, Briss, Mr. Shaughnessy, Marvin, the lovely members of Sage Dining, and my family for teaching me this life lesson that I will carry with me over my next 4 years and beyond. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Abby Gilbert, and I live about 15 minutes away from campus. I've lived there my whole life. When I was little, I actually came to Tilton School quite a bit. It was at my parents' field house that I learned how to ski. I came to ski about once a week in the winter for many years, starting when I was 3 until I was 12. When my parents drove me to skating, I would always see the cool big kids walking around, building to building. I thought they were so cool. The older kids could do whatever they wanted. I never thought I would end up here when I was older. I looked up to them so much. When I got to practice early, I would watch the hockey teams get off the ice and as they moved go on. They probably never noticed me, but I noticed them. There's always someone to look up to, but now someone will be looking up to you. For me, I look up to my parents, yet I do what I do because of my younger sister Bex. We're only 2 years apart, and while we don't have similar interests, I still try my hardest to prove to her that she can do anything. Coming here to Tilton was a part of that. Letting her see that if I can do it, she can do it. Showing the way for her, whether she likes it or not. So as we move on, I leave with you the reminder that there is always someone to look up to. But more importantly, there is someone who is looking up to you, whether you know them or not. So make them proud. Thank you.
Hello guys, my name is Dan, and this is my friend Tima. Together we are the PNT. We are really happy and glad to be here to play some songs for you guys. And the first song we're going to play is Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sam Mattis, a four-year student from Tilton. We are often told to take things one step at a time, to break difficult things into smaller parts that we can tackle much easier. During high school, the first piece of tackle was freshman year, and the first piece of that was the first trimester. Come sophomore year, we built upon the successes and failures we all experienced, both independently and as a collective. We repeated the cycle for junior year, and yet again this year. Ultimately, we continued until we reached this very point right now. And I hope that this speech is not that you remember me, my name, or even this speech itself. Instead, if for even a second you question why you bring up each morning, that will mean that this moment has provoked some thought you would not have otherwise had yourself. So, how do you measure success? I don't mean how you believe the world measures success, or how the dictionary defines it, but how do we measure it? This question has come up in many speeches that we've heard throughout our years here at Tilton, and is often used as the main focal point of speeches for many different occasions worldwide. However, as we finally leave a world where our success is quantified through some letters and symbols, I encourage looking further into the roots of this question. Stopping at how you measure success leaves out an essential piece of self-reflection. Why do you quantify success in this particular way? Not the surface level motivation, such as recognition, for example, but why exactly do you want to be recognized? Continuing to ask yourself this question brings forth the motives for your values and can be extremely helpful in questioning your present and planning your future. Congratulations, we've all completed a journey that we, albeit forcefully, embarked upon roughly 12 years ago. Now, all of us get to pursue a much less defined future. Entering college, running a business, getting a job, and traveling the world are all quite different aspirations. These are only some of the many futures our graduating class will experience. So, understanding what motivates you can be pivotal in formulating your goals and moving towards your dreams. Engaging in thought experiments like this allows you to understand some of your growth and changes. After graduation, and as we grow older, our inspirations and motivations will inevitably change quite considerably. This change, this growth, however, is a success in itself. In a quote by John C. Maxwell, he said that success is a continuing thing. It is growth and development. It is achieving one thing and using that as a stepping stone to achieve something else. Continually moving through life and growing from your achievements, you push yourself further toward your ultimate success. This process is exactly what this year at high school is.
Thank you, Ben. Hi, my name is Jasmine Philbert, and I'm a four-year day student from San Francisco. 7 years ago, I learned that nothing will can stay. The concluding line of Robert Frost's poem, Nothing Will Can Stay, shows us that moments in time, while beautiful, cannot last forever. 7 years ago, I was a sixth grader at South Lyon School. The high school had just closed, and I was unsure of what my future would hold. While I loved that school and the people in it, I knew that I would have to move on. What I did not know at the time was that I would find a new place to call home. A home that would prove to be just as inviting as the one that I came from. To tell you the truth, Tilton was never in the cards for me, but as fate would have it, and with a lot of convincing, I ended up right where I belong. My time here has been nothing short of full. I've grown up here, I've laughed here, I've cried here, and I've made friends here that I will cherish for a lifetime. Some things I'll never forget include all of the freshmen I've mentored over the years, Mr. Landrosh and how he can never, ever pronounce my name. Love you, though. Free blocks with Paige and Pike, the teammates I've had, and the fact that somehow I've been roommates with Clara for 4 entire years. While I am grateful for everything the Hills offered me over the years, I know that just as Ross says, nothing will can stay. Time has flown by faster than I could have ever imagined. It feels like an hour ago we were freshmen, and somehow we're getting ready to graduate tomorrow. As we all go our separate ways, I hope that with whatever life throws your way, you always remember to stay gold.
Thank you, Sam and Jazz. Good evening, class of 2023 and families. I'm Grace Matos, a four-year senior from Tilton, New Hampshire. As we reflect on our time here on the Hill, I wanted to say a special thanks to all those around me, especially to the person standing next to me tonight. Without you, a number of us would not be the people we are today. From meeting each other during an almost dreadfully long week of orientation, to reflecting back on those memories tonight, we can both speak on these times with our hearts full of joy and gratitude.
I'm Fallon Hurley who went to Massachusetts. From our early childhood, we all wanted to grow up so fast. For as long as I can remember, I always wished to be more than I was, whether it was to be older or taller. Memories cross my mind tonight, of me standing in front of the rock and roller coaster at Disney World, wishing I could be just a few more inches taller to be ready to access to the front row seat. Today, I wish I could be that young again, able to start over and never wish time away. We always waited for the day we would walk across the stage and receive our high school diplomas, and now we're not even 24 hours shy of this life-changing moment. I wish I could tell my younger self to enjoy every moment big or little. Whether it was a class trip, school dance, or a test I know I wouldn't pass no matter how hard I studied, just to enjoy it all because just like my parents told me, it'll be God if I can deny.
Living only 30 minutes away, I've always had the advantage of sleeping in my own bed each night, eating home-cooked meals, and spending time with my family. More times than not, as I leave my friends at school for the night, I hear, "You're so lucky you get to go home." To be honest, I never paid attention to this being said, but after I shifted from a day to a boarding student last year, all of those things disappeared. Sleeping in my own bed, eating home-cooked meals, spending time with my family, and hearing just how lucky I was to get to go home. After becoming a full-time boarding student, I realized how lucky I really was then to do all of those normal things that I took for granted. When reflecting on my time here, I think of my friends like Kai, whose mom lives in California, and especially Ella Ruggles, who hasn't had a mother figure in her life. I've been blessed to have a kind-hearted, loving mom who treats every child she meets as her own, always willing to step in as a second mom role with no questions asked. Growing up, she always taught me the value of sharing, from my favorite toys to now, my own family. With that being said, Mom, I thank you for setting such a great example for me and so many others. And Tilton, thank you for teaching me to never take anything for granted, especially the things that seem to be so normal.
As we know, Grace is more emotional than one out of the two of us. For those who have known me last year, we can all agree I was not the most outgoing person. I would never have imagined myself speaking at a formal event in front of our class, especially the night before graduating high school. I was always seen as a shy, introverted person, which was honestly fitting. As my senior year comes to a close, I can say that I definitely became more social here than I've ever been anywhere in my life. Tilton gave me an environment in which I could strive to grow all aspects of life. The classroom, the field, and anywhere in between. The summer before my senior year, I was looking at colleges and what I thought would be the best fit for me. These colleges consisted of small liberal art colleges in the New England area. As I applied to almost 15 colleges, creating more stress for my parents and myself, my college search shifted as the year went on. I decided to be a big environment and something that's far away from home, which is why I settled down on the idea of going to Virginia Tech in the fall. This is all because of the preparation Tilton has given me to go out into the world and to be the very best version of myself.
For our second song, we're gonna play Creep by Radiohead, and we have a special guest to sing. Make some noise for Ashley Burns.
do whatever you want. You're so very special. I wish I was special, but I'm free. I'm a widow. What are we doing here? I don't belong here. Oh, I don't belong here.
Thank you again to you. Hello everyone, my name is Morgan Chen, and I'm from Beijing, China. I came to Tilton in the fall of 2019, which feels like a decade ago now. There was no amphitheater, no students with wooden tables and chairs in the back. As I look back, I'm shocked that 4 years passed by in flesh. I'm shocked to see that all of us changing, growing, and developing to become different and look for people. My memory still traces back to the first time I stepped on campus with 4 pieces of blockages, my first tennis match, and the first time I entered restrooms. One of my favorite Chinese proverbs says, 三人行，必有我师. Literally translated, it means where any teacher. The message is simple. There are always lessons we can learn from others, and in the same sense, there are always lessons we can teach others. That's exactly what Tilton taught me, that my classroom can be the whole world. Looking back over these 4 years, I'm beyond grateful to all of the people who told me to try to make changes, and to all of my friends who always have my back when I break. Also, I would like to give my special thanks to Mrs. McCandless for all of your support and encouragement you've given me. You're like my mom on this campus. I'm glad to see that you're not crying right now. Last, all of us have gone through a unique mosaic of trials and tribulations that we have to overcome in order to be something here today. As we are heading in different directions, the legacy of Tilton is wrapped up in you and the facts changes that you bring from your unique experiences. I hope we all get to carry that legacy on with grace and excellence in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Morgan. Hi, I'm Abby Lakosowski. I'm from Kansas, and this is my first year at Tilton. Tonight, I'd like to talk to you about coffee. Yes, you heard me right, coffee. It's a simple but beautiful thing. For me, coffee is pretty much a daily thing. Whether it's a DoorDash order I'm sharing with Sarah, a Dunkin' run from Keegan, or even just a simple Keurig coffee from Miss Stubbs. But for me, my favorite part isn't the coffee. It's getting to share it with another person. Looking back on these final moments, I think it's what I'm going to miss most. The conversations with Miss Stubbs during conference period, the crazy caffeine-induced moments with Sarah, PT with Miss Corvo, history class with Keegan, and even the cold Monday morning classes with Sophia, even though she only ever got hot chocolate. This year, I really tried to enjoy the little things. The passing moments in the halls, the flowers blooming, tiny random ducks, the laugh of a friend, a hilarious out-of-context quote, ram trams, and especially coffee with a friend. Earlier this year, I tore my ACL and had to go home in February for surgery. Upon my return to campus, I was greeted with cold and icy weather. And as I'm sure most of you can guess, ice and crutches don't mix well.
I was confined to my dorm for a week after I got back. In these moments, I found what got me through the day was the little things. Seeing Shadow, Phil's dog, when he brought me food, Sarah and Sophia eating lunch in the dorm with me, and especially when girls in the dorm would come have a coffee or brisk tea with me. In these moments where everything's changing and we're hurrying to finish the last steps, I challenge you to slow down, take a breath, and have coffee with a friend. Whether it's actual coffee or hot chocolate, take the time to sit down and enjoy these last few moments. Thank you.
Thank you, Morgan. Thank you, Abby. Before everything, I want to thank Mr. Landers for giving me the opportunity to be here tonight, for organizing all this. So let's give a round of applause. Hello, Tilton. My name is Roko Antonkiga. I'm an international student and basketball player from Croatia. Coming to the United States was like a fulfillment of a dream, and still is. I began this amazing journey together with my two friends, Ivan and Jared. Friends who became more like brothers. Having them is like the only sort of someone which you can count. Leaving my family, my friends, my life was a big change for me. Those feelings of excitement and fear that were playing with my thoughts. I felt like I was at the beginning of an amazing journey that could help me to succeed. But still, many questions were bothering. That Tilton place in the middle of New Hampshire, a state that I never heard of. Is that really my path to success? After a whole year spent here, I realized that this small school, this small community, has become a place that I can call home. You can see a lot of the people make the play signs around our school. Those are not just mixed letters that sound good and attract people to come. That is a statement, a fact, I would say. It is the way Tilton lives every day. Meeting friends for life was not the goal for me this year. It came at the end like a prize. If someone told me last year that one of my best friends is going to be a bodybuilder, basketball player, musician, and actor from China, I'll call him crazy. But yet, he and many others made me realize how grateful I should be. After some time, you do not call those people friends anymore. They become family. My basketball team, together with Coach Burns and Coach Lorenzo, taught me so many things, not just about sport, but the longer game called life. We all fought this year, on and off the court. We all tried to beat our biggest opponents, ourselves. We failed a lot of times, but we did not choose to stay down. Every time, we got up and tried again. And that is what Tilton is all about not quitting, and giving your best to succeed. Fighting your biggest fears and not letting any obstacles defeat you, no matter how demanding the obstacle is. It was an honor sharing my troubles, my tears, my strengths and my weaknesses with Tilton. Tilton always listens. He helps you to grow. And he's always there for you on your journey. Our job is only to give our best and everything. In the end, we're just kids with a dream. Thank you, Tilton, for this amazing year. While Tilton as well.
Thank you, Roko. Hi, I'm Shay Mercer, and I'm a postgraduate student from Graham, Texas. Don't worry, guys, I'm the last speaker, so you won't be here much longer. I'm not going to try and sum up my Tilton experience in 2 minutes, but instead, I want to talk about the Tilton that has been our home. Some of us for months, and some of us for years. There are 3 Tiltons: the town, the campus, and most importantly, the community. The first of the 3 isn't much to look at. The buildings on its main street are a little run down, a little grimy. But luckily there exists within it a few gems. Casamigos and T-Hop,
have been the saviors of many of our taste buds throughout our stays here, and I think the protein lounge single-handedly fed half the girls in this senior class. Now, the description of Tilton's campus is quite different from the crowds. It almost sounds like it's from a storybook, a boarding school on a hill overlooking the town below. It is a campus that is steeped in the history that Sarah so deeply loves and that the rest of us only ever recognize in the banners hanging in the mart in the rain, displaying the names of former Rams who set the precedent for greatness that we have striven to achieve. All of us here have fond memories of eating lunch with friends in the dining hall, fighting for a win on a court, field, or rink, trying to hold ourselves and our grades together in class, and doing a variety of things that I won't get into in the pit. But all of this is nothing without the final and most important piece of Tilton, the community. This year, there's been a lot of discussion about what our community is and what it is not. All of that aside, Tilton has provided each of us with a better community than can be found almost anywhere else. Every sports team here walks in a group, their cultish tendencies indicating a closeness that will last us all long past our days wearing jerseys. We all have our designated lunch tables where we've sat every day with our selected tribe. Each of us knows the name and the business of everyone on this campus. We have teachers who have somehow become family, and we have roommates and friends who have become something more. And for the rest of our lives, when we think back to our final days of childhood, or at least the societal confines of childhood, we will remember the faces of the community here at Tilton. In these final few hours that we all get to live here together, in the town of Tilton, in the dorms of Tilton School, cherish that Tilton community. Those teachers and classmates who may one day be only memories, but are now such big parts of your present. Who made your experience here more than just one of academic, athletic, or artistic pursuit. An experience in what it means to be a community. So tomorrow, we walk, together and as a family, to receive our diplomas. The final time we will walk on this campus as students, and a momentous walk for us all. So as we walk into the adventures that await us, let's walk in the powerful way expressed by the South African poet and peaceful warrior. Let's walk in prayer, let's walk in hope, let's walk in life. And let peace always guide us right. Thank you, and we'll see each other again tomorrow. Good night.